Hello viewers and welcome to another match of Warhammer 40,000 Conquest. My name is Mitch and I am the Hive Tyrant. This is my Week 6 game of Sam Mann's Spring 2016 season of his Black Crusade online competitive Conquest LCG League, and it looks like I accidentally did not hit enter there. So, for today's game I'm going to be playing against OCTGN user Intolerance. He's going to be running old Zogwort. I'm going to be playing as Broderick Worr, and I'm going to go ahead and indicate that because I'm the first player, I'm going to be considering whether or not I want to take a mulligan. I've actually gotten in a lot of practice this game between my Week 5 match where I got stomped by Dustin Drake, and between then and now, because I went to my regional championship at the the Evergreen Tabletop Expo in Tacoma, Washington, and I ended up getting second place out of 31 entrants. Anywhere you would like, I'll respond in the chat window there. So old Zogwort, of course, is going to be generating a lot of tokens. Looking at our board, planet number 1 is going to be Farron, the route planet. Planet 2 is going to be the random card discard. Planet 3 is going to be steal a resource. 4 is going to be healing, and 5 is going to be Karnath. So I would love to bloody old Zogwort, but of course planet number 4 is going to prove problematic for that. I could try to win planets 2, 3, and 4, but I'm not going to have natural initiative at planet 2 and 4, and that could pose a little bit of a problem here. In regard to cards and resources, we've got 3 card bonuses out on the board. So I've got, let's see here, for my opening hand, I've got a couple ammo depots, so I could potentially just go for not card planets, and for my opening hand here I could do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a limited card, so that would actually be a pretty strong open. I could put my Snakebite Thug at planet number 1 and potentially either just deal a lot of damage to his Warlord or route something. I could put the Anxious Infantry Platoon at planet number 2. I could go for, say, planet number 3 with my Warlord, and I think I've got a fair few different options here. I'm going to be reasonably resilient against routing if I do the Snakebite Thug at 1, so why don't I just go ahead and say I will keep opening hand. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this. My preliminary strategy here is going to be perhaps a Snakebite Thug at 1, both copies of Ammo Depot for the investment of 4 resources, Anxious Infantry Platoon probably at 2, and then maybe Talon Raiders where I would naturally have initiative at 3, and then maybe I'll send War to planet number 5. I'll be really curious to see where Zogwort goes, but I will basically use Broderick to try to snipe command, and because I've got initiative, I'm going to be able to run pretty straight away. So I think as my opening action, let's see here, I'm going to do the Thug and these. So if I do the Ammo Depots and the Thug and the Anxious Infantry Platoon, that drops me down to 4. I don't have any limited cards yet, like Troop Transport, so I think what I'm going to do is I will do a copy of Ammo Depot, set that out in my HQ, and now let's see what Intolerance does. Really, the only thing I know about Intolerance is that he's a rather good Orc player. I've got a video of him on my channel playing as old Zogwort against user Void Return, who was Packmaster Kith, and that ended up just being a very nasty stomp. So I think I will do another copy of Ammo Depot, because I'm going to be going pretty heavily after resources. Like, it would be 2 resources maybe from planet number 1 if I don't end up drawing a copy of Troop Transport. Planet number 2, I'll presumably get a couple of cards. So Steel Legion Chimera is going to be at planet number 1. That is pretty interesting. So non-vehicles take 1 less damage from an attack. So if Zogwort shows up there, that's just going to be a giant pain in the ass for me. Planet number 1 only contributes like a red icon, so that's not really that important. And it's only a 2/4, so I'm gonna try to make sure that none of my stuff can be routed by him. So I think I'm going to... He's still got 3 resources left. I don't want to give away too much information. If I do my Snakebite Thug at planet number 1, he could send Zogwort to that planet and rather handily win it, but if that's the case, then he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Maybe I will still do my Snakebite Thug at planet number 1, although I would have to shield with the Orc Cannon and the Steel Legion Chimera, but he would have to shield as well. I really don't want him to get any resources if I can help it. But let's go ahead and do Anxious Infantry Platoon at planet number 2, because I don't think he's going to be able to too easily contest that. His Warlord would end up taking a lot of damage, and I might be able to use Preemptive Barrage at Iridial to try to bloody his Warlord if he's left with a significant amount of damage. So what exactly are we going to see from the opponent? Something I don't have any kind of good track record playing against orcs, so I'm not exactly sure how this match will go. Nosdrag has managed to steamroll me a fair few times. I've never had the opportunity to play against old Zogwort, and apart from a handful of games against Packmaster Kith, I really don't have too much experience against token users. So if I do my Snakebite and a promotion at planet number 1, that might force Zogwort to go to that planet, and then Zogwart's going to be able to win it. But then if I've only got AM units, like at green planets, then he's not going to be able to rout any of my units. The Chimera is going to be showing up exhausted, and that's kind of a lot of resources, and it's not going to be a lot of command won by him. So I've still got the promotion, and I've still got those 2 Snakebite Thugs. I don't want to put the Snakebite Thug anywhere except for planet number 1, just because I know that it's going to be routed, although it's possible that I could place it elsewhere just to try to win command. So he's got a copy of Snakebite Thug. It goes to Karnath, which is pretty interesting that he has decided to do that. That means I myself could go to Karnath, but again, that Steel Legion Chimera might result in, let's see. Okay, so if I do my Snakebite Thug at 1, I guess he's only got 1 resource left. Maybe I do want to deploy something. What do orcs have access to for just 1 resource? Maybe a shoot-a-mob or something like that. So he's currently looking to get 1 card and 1 resource. He's going to be able to trigger a heal or an Ossus 4 or a Barless. So that's actually a fairly important battle ability for him to try to win. If I were to send my Warlord to that planet, so long as I manage to kill the Snakebite Thug, it's looking like I'll be okay. So the trick, though, is that Farron would enable him to rout my Snakebite Thug. It would take me like 2 swings to chew through his little dude. If only my Snakebite Thug wouldn't get routed, but I think I'm going to have to concede that planet to him, and maybe I'll do my Thug at 1 and just end up wounding his Steel Legion Chimera and basically force his Warlord to go to that planet. So I am going to go ahead and do my Snakebite Thug at planet number 1, and I'd really like to see him send his Warlord to that planet. This Orc Cannon cannot kill my Tallarn Raiders, and I'm going to be putting that, I think, at planet number 3, so I could either send Broderick to 3 to try to stop old Zogwort, or instead, I could send Broderick to 4 to get that additional card. But thanks to my ammo depots, I think it's going to be much more important that I protect my little dudes here. So he indicates that he is done. So I'm going to go ahead and draw 1 card, and now I've got to play something. So I will go ahead and do this. I'll put my Tallarn Raiders here, and then I'll exhaust my other ammo depot to draw 1 card. I got an Inquisitorial Fortress, and now I can basically promote one of these units if I choose to do so. So I'm probably going to send War to 3 just to protect my Tallarn Raiders. I might be able to deal quite a bit of damage to Zogwort himself, although the Snakebite Thug here is going to be able to heal Zogwort. Or, well, I guess unless there's a battle triggered, then there's not going to be a battle ability triggering, which is kind of cool. So, do I want to promote the Snakebite Thug? I think I don't want to bother. So I think I probably want to hold the promotion as a shield, because I think he's going to send his Warlord to Planet 1 here. And then I guess if that's the case, should I send my Warlord to Karnath, and then, no, like, I could get the card in the resource and then retreat, but then he'd be able to trigger, like, a random card discard, and I don't think that would work very favorably for me. So I'm tempted to go to 4. I'm also tempted to go to 3. Depending on what he's got for shields, my Snakebite Thug might be able to win at planet number 1. If I were to show up at planet number 1, I'd have to promote my Snakebite Thug. I could swing for 3 and then 2 and then maybe kill his little Steel Legion Chimera. So let's say without shielding, I swing for 3, I take 1, he swings in response, and then I'm practically dead. The Snotling token could finish me off, or Zogwort himself could finish me off, and then it's only Broderick Worr versus Zogwort, and that's not going to be looking very good. So I think I'm going to send myself to planet number 3 just to steal 1 resource. So I think what I want to do is I'll indicate that I am done, and I'm going to go ahead and set my Servo Skull to planet number 3. I feel like that is probably the best bet, and at the very least I'll be able to deal some damage to, I guess, Zogwort as well. Now I'm going to want to get rid of this Steel Legion Chimera as quickly as possible, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I am done. I've chosen where exactly I want to send my Warlord, and let's see what happens with this opening hand. If Zogwort goes to planet number 2, I'm going to be able to deal a considerable bit of damage to that Warlord. So Zogwort and the Snotling each attack for a total of 1. My platoon gets to attack for 4, but then it can't retreat. I could use like promotion preemptive barrage to make sure that it could attack twice and just load up Zogwort with damage. It's a bit of a shame that I just don't have more okay, so I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I'm also thinking I changed my mind. So I'm tempted to go for Barless to ensure that I can get the card draw, but no, I think the most important thing is going for stealing a resource and triggering, so ensuring that I can get those resources, ensuring that my Talon Raiders are going to be protected, and I guess let's just see what happens with that one. Certainly my life would have been a lot easier had I drawn a troop transport, but unfortunately that is not the case, because that would have allowed great protective range over these planets 2, 3, and 4 here, and hopefully between these ammo depots and drawing a couple of cards and drawing some additional cards, things will end up going all right. So let's see if Intolerance has indeed chosen. I can only imagine that he's going to be the more talented and practiced player. So he indicated that he is done. I indicate planet number 3, and he indicates planet number 2. So I did consider that destination. That was my hold up there. So he's going to deprive me of cards. That's kind of too bad, but I suppose in a sense I'm fine with that. I could have done promotion just to maybe force his Warlord to commit to this planet, but I guess all the same, it does count as 1 shield for me, and this is unfortunate because now I'm only winning 1 command. So I guess just let me know in the comments what you'd have done differently. I'm going to go ahead and win my 2 resources, and that's it. And it looks like, to my frustration, he ends up getting 3 cards and a resource, and he's going to end up basically forcing me to discard a card. So Theron, I may be able to win, I guess, depending on how things go. So I'll indicate no command actions for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and indicate that I pass, I guess. I'll say no command actions, and pardon my typo there. It's because I have to reach around my microphone to type. So he indicates that he is done. We're going to be having battle here at the first planet, and I'm going to have an opportunity to take a swing here, and I might end up routing this Snotling token. We'll have to see how things go when I do my math in just a moment here. But he's got 7 cards in hand. Now I'm almost certain that he's drawn a fair few shields. If only I would have sent Broderick to planet number 2, I feel like things would have gone much, much, much better for me, but so he indicates that he is done. I'm going to go ahead and swing at his Steel Legion Chimera for 3, and let's just see what ends up happening. Hopefully, if I win at this planet, I'll be able to rout his Snakebite Thug. That first turn's command definitely did not go well for me, and I think in hindsight, I definitely should have used that promotion affixed to this copy of the Snakebite Thugs. That's going to be 1 damage to his unit, and 1 damage as well to mine. I will go ahead and pass on actions. He's discarded a copy of Squigify, which is going to be a 2 shield value card, and I guess I'm going to be taking... So he's only swinging for 2. I will take another couple of points of damage. Will he use the Orc Cannon now or not? I've got that copy of Promotion that I'll be able to throw away as shield, and I guess I will indicate that I'm done. No actions here. And do we see the Orc Cannon or not? I will say that I'm going to stay at the planet, and this will be an opportunity, I guess, for me to use a lot of shields and remove one of these units here. So let me think. If I swing, I'm going to have to use a copy of Promotion to save myself, and then I'm also going to have to use a copy of Preemptive Barrage, and then he can use the Orc Cannon to kill me, but I'm going to take a swing at his Steel Legion Chimera. If he wins the planet, that's not going to be that big of a deal. In fact, okay, so he uses another 2 shield value card, and he's only got so many of those, so that's going to be another point of damage on his Steel Legion Chimera, and that is going to be my unit destroyed, and I will just say, grats on planet. So I'll go ahead and give that one to him, and that is meaning he's going to have to win planets 4 and 5 to be able to win the game as well. Yeah, so he says bittersweet, and of course it is, but those are the breaks there. So he's going to end up capturing this planet. He's going to have the opportunity to attack first. So old Zogwort can deal 1 point of damage to my dude. 2 Snotlings tokens can also deal 2 points of damage to it, and I'm thinking whether or not it's going to be worth using any shields. So, I guess let's just kind of let things play out and see how they go from there, because that's potentially going to make my life a little bit easier. So I indicate that I've got no actions. He could swing with his Warlord. I'll swing back in return for 4, and then he's going to be able to do a total of 3, 4 to me, and so I'll take 3, 4 this round. So he's going to go ahead and take a swing, and I'll just say, thinking. So this is difficult, speaking out loud and trying to do math here. So I want to hit Zogwort in return. So that's going to be 3, 4 damage on me, but I can make it 3, I can make it 2, so there's really no way that I'm going to be able to, even if I were to shield 2 instances of damage, I'm not going to be able to block off, like, I'm not going to be able to attack twice. Interestingly, he uses a copy of Suppressive Fire, so he must not want to commit his Warlord to that planet. I'll indicate that I'm done after I get Suppressive Fired, and that is a goddamn shame that I didn't send my Warlord to Barless just to block off my opponent from drawing a bunch of cards, because, like, clearly, he's using a lot of cards, and that about sucks for me. And I guess I'll indicate that I am done. Are you going to use Orc Cannon? I suppose you may as well and get rid of a Snotlings token. But, yeah, I guess we come to the end of a combat round. I will indicate that I will stay because I have to, because of Broderick Worr. And I guess if I continue to just starve him of resources, maybe things could go okay for me after all. But he is going to be able to elicit that 1 random card discard, and that could certainly prove problematic. So he has yet to decide whether or not he's going to stay. He is going to get 1 opportunity to attack, and thanks to Orc Cannon, I would have to use both of my shield cards to be able to hit his Warlord once. And I'm not sure if that is necessarily worth the 4 damage on his Warlord. He's running out of shield cards pretty quickly, but maybe I do want to deal a bunch of damage to old Zogwort, so I indicate that I'm going to stay, and he's got to make a difficult decision here. His Warlord may well take 4 points of damage if... Okay! So he decides to retreat with his Warlord, and now he's got those 2 Snotlings tokens left, but I'm not going to be able to prevent... 3 points of damage. So that is a bit of a shame, and that's probably a wise move on his part. So I will say grats on planet. I will random discard. So right-click, please nothing awful. I guess right-clicked on the wrong spot, and that's going to be an Inquisitorial Fortress. So not the end of the world there. I guess this battle, I will go ahead and say I do not have any actions. That's going to be -1 resource for him and +1 resource for me. So I'll go ahead and trigger that, and I think if I want to have any hope of winning here, I'm going to have to try to just collect as many resources as possible and just try to block him off in regard to a resource sense. Shall I end... Oh, okay, so he's going to do an Orc Cannon thing, and I think I'm okay with allowing that to take... so let me just say... thinking for a moment. So do I want to shield against this? I will probably not need to yet. So I will... Okay, I'll just take it. Shall I end turn is my question, and as soon as he indicates that that's fine, I will go ahead and do end turn. And I drew a couple of cards, which are going to be good for command, and now I'm just going to have to try to stall out my opponent, if at all possible. The new planet is going to be Atrox Prime. Wherever the Warlord shows up, he's going to be bringing the Steel Legion Chimera with him, and I'm going to want to try to win the next several, like these 3 planets here. So it's going to be his initiative. He currently does not have any Snotlings tokens. I'm thinking of doing a Snakebite Thug at planet number 1, or perhaps planet number 5, just to win command, but if I'm going to be able to win these 3 planets, then that would be fine for me. I would not be surprised to see Zogwort arrive at planet number 3 here. So he's down to 4 resources. I'm going to, I think, do an Iron Guard Recruits at a planet where he is wanting to win cards. And my thought behind doing this here is not only can I use a copy of Promotion to boost up its command icons, but if he sends Zogwort to that planet, granted he'll be able to shoot my HQ, but it's not going to be, like, it's going to be... He's dropping off the Steel Legion Chimera at that planet. He's not going to be showing up at Iridial, which is going to be my presumable victory condition planet here. I'm probably going to want to leave a shield open lest my Tallarn Raiders be potentially destroyed. But I guess let's kind of see what exactly my opponent decides to do and what I draw with my ammo depots. So right now, I'm thinking planet number 1, I'll do my Snakebite Thug. Although the Snakebite Thug may be better played at planet 3 because it's got a beefy body to it. I guess I'm just hoping that I might be so fortunate as to get a copy of Troop Transport. So I've got 39 cards in my deck left. Where is the Shoot-'em-Mob going? So he's dropped that off to potentially end up winning command at that planet. I think I'm going to want to perhaps send my Warlord there, but then he could potentially send his Zogwort here. I guess the best thing for him to do might be to send Zogwort to that planet number 5 there. But I'm not going to be able to beat Zogwort in like a one-on-one fight. So he exhausted and readied his Warlord. That makes me wonder if he's got Daka. I'm going to go ahead and say currently thinking. So I could do Snakebite Thug at planet number 1, but he's got initiative at that planet, and I'm not going to be thrilled. I've got 5 resources. If I get a copy of Anxious Infantry Platoon, that would be great. I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do my Thug at planet number 1, and then this is going to allow me to stall a little bit with my ammo depots. He doesn't have any ammo depots of his own, and he's only got 3 resources left, so how exactly is he going to be spending these? I'm going to try to win as much command as I can, but that didn't necessarily go terribly well the previous round. Now those Talon Raiders are really going to be working against me. I think it's going to be really an uphill battle if I send myself to planet number 1, but why don't I give myself all the more information? So I've now got an Elysian Assault team that's going to be entering play to attack for 3, and that definitely does change the dynamics of combat quite a lot. But if he shows up at that planet, that's going to be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially all directed at my Warlord if I send my Warlord to that planet. I don't know if he's going to be sending Zogwort to that planet or not. It's possible that he might, and then I could just send my Warlord to Atrox Prime and blast all of the garbage that he's going to have in his HQ. And maybe that means I do want to put another copy of Talon Raiders at planet number 1 just to convince him to send himself there, or alternatively, I guess I could use a copy of Promotion just to ensure that my Snakebite Thug will win command unless he sends his Warlord to that planet, and then I'll be able to do the awesome Atrox Prime thing. So at the moment, oh, Christ. Okay, so Snotling Attack. So he's going to use up the remainder of his resources. They're all at planet number 1, and that kind of tells me that he does not want to send his Warlord to that planet under any circumstance just whatsoever. The Talon Raiders, if I play that at planet 5, they're going to be able to attack only for 2. So what else do I want to do? He's got 2 command icons at this planet. I think I want to do a promotion on my Snakebite Thug here, just to go ahead and force my opponent to either lose command at that planet or commit himself to that planet. He's indicated that he is done. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card. I got another copy of Preemptive Barrage, which unfortunately is not going to be too tremendously useful. So what do I want to do here? If both of our Warlords show up at planet number 5, I'm going to be losing that battle. If his Warlord shows up at planet number 3, he's going to be able to harass me quite a lot. He'll be able to swing for 3, and then I could actually deal a fair bit of damage to his Warlord, but then he's not... I'm not going to be able to beat his Warlord. So at planet number 1, I've basically lost. So I'm going to go ahead and say thinking. So planet number 1, I've lost, but I want to go to Atrox Prime. Maybe he's going to send his Warlord there. If he does, it's not really going to affect me, so that's fine. Plus he drops off the Steel Legion Chimera. Planet number 2 doesn't seem like it would maybe be the best idea for me to go there. So where do I want to put my Talon Raiders? It seems like it would be such a waste at this planet. Maybe I just want to put it at planet number 2. So I think I do want that to be the case. I will have initiative, and I'll go ahead and put that there. And now I'm going to go ahead and set my Servo Skull to planet number 5. So why don't I think for just a moment. If he sends Zogwort to planet number 1, that's perfect. Planet number 2 would not be great, but I'll be able to deal quite a bit of damage to him. And I've got this Elysian Assault team, so I might be able to deal a ton of damage. If he sends Zogwort to planet number 3, won't be the end of the world. Planet number 4 is same, and planet number 5, I guess that is also fine. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I am done. I'm going to send myself to planet number 5. I suppose with his Warlord, if he goes to planet 3, he'll be able to attack for 1 and threaten to kill my Talon Raiders, but I might end up just using a copy of Preemptive Barrage just to ensure that I can attack before he does. Again, it's a damn shame that I did not stumble across a copy of Troop Transport, but I suppose 37 cards left remaining in the deck, so I'll indicate that I am fine with where I sent my Warlord. It's going to be Intolerance's opportunity. Okay, so he indicates that he's good. I've picked planet number 5, and he also picked planet number 5, which is going to be frustrating, but at the very least, all these Snotlings tokens are going to end up leaving play. I chose not to do the Talon Raiders to this planet. I suppose maybe I'll be able to kill off this copy of Steel Legion Chimera, or I'm not going to want to. So I guess let's see what is going to happen. Here at planet number 1, I'm going to win command. I'm also going to win command at planet number 2. I'm also going to win command at planet number 5. So even though I'm not going to be able to win this battle, I at least like that I'm collecting more stuff than my opponent is, and I got a second copy of Elysian Assault Team, so now it's a damn shame that I don't have a, like a soldier at this planet 5, although they'd only be attacking for 2, so that's really not the end of the world here. All these Snotlings tokens mean that I'm not going to be able to win planet number 1, so I will just say no actions during command or combat before your first swing. So I guess let's see what occurs at planet number 1. His Talon Raiders are going to be essentially useless, and I'm gonna have to think if there's any chance that I'm gonna be able to win this planet. So the Talon Raiders aren't attacking for anything, but I'm going to have to get off a lot of attacks prior to my being able to really do anything. So he's only got 3 cards in hand, and so let me see, moment to think. Okay, so here's where careful combat math comes into play. Alright, so my Snakebite Thug swings, kills his first Snotling token. It deals itself a point of damage, and then he is going to be able to attack, let's say with this one on the far end. This one no longer exists. It swings, I drop an Elysian Assault Team into play. I get to make an attack and kill another one of his Snotlings tokens. He's only got 1 more ready Snotling token. It can swing. I do another Elysian Assault Team, and then I'm going to try to kill his Shoot-a-Mob. He's going to be able to use an Orc Cannon, so I'm going to have to use 1 as shield. He'll be able to put the damage ineffectually on this Talon Raider, and then I'm only going to have 2 more shields in hand. Combat will restart. I'll have my 1 Elysian Assault Team, and he's still going to have his like Shoot-a-Mob, and he's still going to have some other stuff, so I'm going to go ahead and just let him lose, or I'm just going to allow him to win this planet here. So now the question is, do I want to kill the Talon Raiders, or do I want to kill that copy of Shoot-a-Mob? I think I do want to go ahead and kill that copy of Shoot-a-Mob. So I'm sorry, I mean the Talon Raiders, because they've got 2 hit points. So I'm going to go ahead and take a swing at that Talon Raiders, and of course, if he would have had any shield cards at all, things would have gone pretty poorly for me. So he's going to go ahead and kill that, and I will go ahead and say, Grats on planet, so I will allow him to win that one, and he will trigger, and my random card discard, son of a bitch, was an Elysian Assault Team, which really sucks for him to grab. He's now got a green and a red icon, and now we're going to bounce over to this planet. So I suppose what I really want to try and do is kill off his Steel Legion Chimera. He's going to be able to deal like 3 points of damage to Broderick Worr if I stay, and if I do Preemptive Barrage, all I'm going to be able to do is like kill the Steel Legion Chimera and then deal a point of damage to old Zogwort. So I think it's going to be worth taking some damage on my Warlord, because I'm going to be able to load up Iridial the following turn, potentially. So I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I'm not going to use Preemptive Barrage. I suppose I could, if I need to, use a point of damage as shields. So very interesting here that he's deciding to deal with my Iron Guard recruits first. So if I use Suppressive Fire, I cannot exhaust a Warlord. This is going to be attacking only for 1, so it's not going to be able to finish off the Steel Legion Chimera, but I'm going to go ahead and swing with my Warlord at the Chimera there, and I guess I didn't think that he could have a Launch to Snots in hand, but I've got enough shields that I'm not too terribly concerned about it, and that's really only going to result in Zogwort being able to attack for 3. So he uses a copy of Suppressive Fire, which is going to be pretty annoying, but his Steel Legion Chimera is going to be sitting at 1 hit point remaining. I'll indicate that I am done with my actions. And this is looking to be quite the game. So old Zogwort is going to go ahead and attack that. And I am going to go ahead and discard a copy of Suppressive Fire to negate that Warlord's damage. I'll go ahead and discard that. I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I don't have any actions myself. And now I'm going to use this opportunity for my Iron Guard recruits to swing and try to kill off his Steel Legion Chimera here. So I suppose we'll have to see what exactly is going to be happening, and at the moment I don't favor my odds necessarily of winning this one, but we'll have to see. I apologize for the length of this game, but, you know, it's kind of a weird thing. So I indicate that I'm done. He's going to go ahead and swing at my Iron Guard recruits. I think I'm just going to go ahead and allow those to die, and they are destroyed. I will indicate that I don't have any combat actions. Unfortunately, they're not a soldier. His little dude swings. I'm going to go ahead and retreat, so I will say Grats on planet, and that is now his. I can only imagine... okay, so I guess he did okay, never mind. So let me pull a point of damage off of Broderick Worr, and he's probably setting up for a Daka, or something along those lines. So let me think. So I'll indicate that I am thinking... Is it worth using a copy of Orc Cannon to protect a copy of Tallarn Raiders? Do I even want to bother having 2 wounded copies of Tallarn Raiders? I will just assume that he probably does not have a copy of, you know, Daka in hand. So I'll indicate that I'm done, and I'll just say in turn when ready. Okay, when ready. And it's all going to be up to him. So all of his little snotlings are going to be destroyed, and let's see what exactly I draw. I could try to win through technology icons. I guess my opponent's earliest possible victory condition is going to be Planet 2 here, if he picks up another couple of strong point icons. Planet number 5, the last planet, is now Eloith, which is going to be pretty interesting indeed. I would not be surprised to see Zogwort go for that planet. I've got a lot of resources, and I don't have a lot of things to get rid of. I think that planet number 1, I'm probably looking to be pretty safe. I've got initiative at that planet, for instance. I probably want to go to Eloith. And I guess if a warlord shows up at that planet, I can no longer do my double Elysian Assault team, but I may as well... I guess if I go to planet number 5, I don't even really need cards that badly, but I would really love to block him off from getting cards. But it's going to be very tricky dealing with his presence at like a blue planet, and these are going to all be outside of my victory condition. So again, I apologize to my opponent for thinking, but I can only imagine this is part of being not a very practiced player. I could do a Rattling Deadeye at planet number 3 just to tie up command. I don't think Zogwart's going to go to planet number 1. So where do I want to put the Raiders? Where do I want to put the Sakhalem Shrine Guard? Let's say Zogwart's probably going to go to planet number 5. I don't really feel like I can do too much to just block that planet off from his Warlord going there. Sakhalem Shrine Guard is only going to be a 1-1. Tallarn Raiders is only going to be a 2-2. Even with Preemptive Barrage, that's not going to be much help at all. So why don't I put my Shrine Guard at planet... maybe I'll do my Raiders at planet 2. So if his Warlord shows up, I'm at least going to be able to attack for 3. And as soon as I spend another couple of cards, I'll be down to my ammo depot threshold, and I've certainly got enough resources to fund all sorts of different effects. It's looking like my win condition, like planet number 1 is going to be entirely irrelevant to my win condition, so I don't want to spend any more units on that kind of planet, and now it's going to be up to really either of us to probably win through those blue technology icons. So I'm going to have to try to... pick up planet 2, which is going to be rather hard fought, because that's the healing planet, but I've got Preemptive Barrage again, which will be nice against Zogwort. Planet number Karnath is going to be a pain in the ass, because he's got that Snakebite Thug. Troop Transport is going to be increasingly not terribly useful, And really, even forward barracks isn't going to be hugely useful against this orc that can keep generating tokens unless I can manage to bloody Zogwort. So we'll have to see how things are going. I've drawn 3 more cards than he has, and I'm currently sitting on more resources. I've got more deploy stall, so if I don't screw up too badly, I can do pretty well economically. But where exactly are you going to go, old Zogwort? Let's pause the video for a moment while he thinks. Okay, so I guess that didn't take long at all. It's going to be Zogwart's Runt Herders at Planetfall. So that's going to be 2 command icons at a planet where he can shoot anywhere. I guess when these Tallarn Raiders bounce into my HQ, they're not going to immediately die because they're not the Sakalem Shrine Guard. So if I deploy heavily to this planet, he's going to be able to shoot an adjacent planet if he sends Zogwort to Atrox Prime, and I can only imagine that is probably going to be his thought process there. So what do I want to do? Knowing that Zogwart's going to be showing up at this planet, that makes my life a little bit difficult. I want to continue playing units. This would die when it's shot by Atrox Prime, and the same thing goes for my Rattling Deadeye. So maybe I'll put the Rattling Deadeye at 2, and then I'll do my Shrine Guard at 5. I guess let's go ahead and do that. So I think I want to put my Deadeye here, and maybe that was a mistake. I could have put the Deadeye at planet number 5, just to front load as much damage as possible to Zogwort. I'm just going to go ahead and do that, so I'll say my apologies. Shifting location. And I would imagine that he's okay with that. Perhaps not, but if he's not, that's fine. It's not like he played any cards. And again, disgusting typo there. I think I also want to put my Sakalem Shrine Guard to planet number 5 and have Broderick Worr go to that same planet as well. So he's deploying heavily again to Atrox Prime. I'm going to be sending, I think, a fair few things to this planet. So where do I want to send my Sakalem Shrine Guard? I think because it's going to be basically just trash if it shows up anywhere else, I want to send it to a green planet. And let's see if he's going to pass. He's only got 1 resource and 2 cards. If he goes here, he's going to get 2 cards and a resource. He's indicated that he has passed. So I'm going to go ahead and draw an additional card. I got a copy of Anxious Infantry Platoon, which I basically need to play. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to use my other copy of Ammo Depot. So do I want to play that? I'm feeling pretty good about my green planets. So I could do that at the healing planet. I could also do it here at Karnath, and I would be able to attack for 3 and maybe kill off his Snakebite Thug. I do feel like Zogwort is going to be... Maybe Zogwart's going to be arriving here, but I feel like I need the additional firepower at Karnath, and if it leaves play, I can do my Elysian Assault team, and I'll be able to trigger the battle ability of anything I want, which is probably going to be healing. So I'm going to go ahead and put this into play at this blue planet, which is weird, I know. I'm going to use my Ammo Depot, draw an additional card, and then I've got a copy of Forward Barracks, and that is going to be extremely helpful. And, yeah, so I guess now, whenever a combat round ends, if you control an AM unit at the planet where the battle's taking place, you can put a Guardsman token into play at that same planet. It's going to help a lot with attrition, something that Zogwart's great at, but since we're quickly running out of green planets, that is going to be a little bit disastrous for me. So what I could do is I could go to Eloith, but... I think I'm going to give that up to Zogwort. I don't think he's going to be going to that planet, but I'm probably going to be going to Karnath, and I will trigger Iridial because Atrox Prime cannot fire at itself, unfortunately. So I think I want to go ahead and do that. Zogwort, on his side, might go to this planet number 3, but if that's the case, I'm okay with doing a copy of Preemptive Barrage. It's looking like I'm going to get at least some resources here. So if I were to send Broderick Worr to planet number 1, that's irrelevant to my victory condition, so I don't really care about it. If I send Broderick to planet number 2, that's actually not a bad destination for him. So maybe I want to send Broderick to that planet. Again, I'll be able to do a preemptive barrage and maybe get lucky against his warlord. If I go to this planet, I'd be able to kill off his copy of Snakebite Thug. So maybe I need to do the conservative thing and go to Iridial, just to make sure that Zogwort is not going to be able to pick me apart. But if Zogwort arrives at this planet, he'll be able to swing at me first, but he's not going to be able to kill anything, and I can use preemptive barrage. So I think right now we're tied for command. I assume Zogwort is going to be showing up here. I could go there just to deny him of 2 cards and a resource. So maybe I want to go to planet 4 and deny him those cards and resources. So let me think. If I go to planet number 1, that would be stupid. Planet number 2 could potentially be a trap sprung for Zogwort, but he'd only get a card. I could use Preemptive Barrage to attack for 3 and 3, and then I've got an Elysian Assault team, and I could potentially bloody his Warlord with the assistance of Forward Barracks, and that would actually work out pretty well for me. Broderick would basically guarantee that I'd be able to do that, but if instead I go to Atrox Prime, I'd be able to shut off 2 cards and a resource for him. So whoops, I misclicked there. I hope he doesn't think that I'm thinking about going to that planet. That is annoying that I brought his attention to that location. And then Eloith, I don't think he's going to be going to that planet. And that's fine if he does. So I believe what I want to do is I just want to go to maybe... Yeah, God. Okay, I think I want to go to Atrox Prime. So I'm going to go ahead and set my Servo Skull to planet number 4, and I'm just going to run away as my first action. We'll see if he himself is done. And let's go ahead and flip our dials. Did he choose planet number 2, or what exactly did he pick? He chose planet number 4, which I guess is fine, but he's going to do the conservative thing, and he's basically going to guarantee that he'll be able to win at that planet. But then I guess at all these planets, I'm going to end up winning command. So I will draw a bunch of goodies, and I guess we'll just kind of have to see how everything goes. I don't have any command actions, and I would not be shocked if he lets me just take these first 2 planets. I am going to be able to steal a resource from him, so let's see what happens at planet number 1. If he uses Orc Cannon at that planet, that will be mine. Shall I capture planet 1, or is he going to be using his Orc Cannon thing? I would imagine that the answer is no. He'll use Atrox Prime to presumably fire at my HQ. I will go ahead and give myself 1 resource. I will move these guys into my HQ. Planet number 1, I will go ahead and capture that. And that is going to be a battle at this planet. So neither of us is really very close to winning the game, although he could. I guess no, actually, he's not going to be able to like win through strong point icons, even if he picks up this planet number 1. So I would imagine he'll allow that to kind of disappear into the void, especially considering I've got Forward Barracks at a green planet. I happen to forget about that when I was doing my hypothetical combat math scenario. I'm going to go ahead and retreat from that planet with my Warlord, and now let's see, is he going to be shooting at my HQ, or what exactly is he going to do? Alright, so he's going to shoot my HQ. I'll put a point of damage on my Warlord, and now I think I'm also going to allow both of these guys to die. They've kind of served their purpose. I don't want to throw away copies of Preemptive Barrage. So I will... Yeah, so where is he targeting the Orc Cannon? Is it going to be, planet number 5? So is it worth discarding a copy of Preemptive Barrage just to save that 1 unit? I would imagine that the answer is going to be... should be planet 4? Oh, with his shoot-a-mob. Okay, so I'll say no worries. And let me think. Is Preemptive Barrage going to make that much of a difference? I think I want to discard one copy of it and block that from happening. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. He's got 4 cards. I'm going to have more cards, a lot more resources, and I'm going to have to try to win these 3 planets in a row. This planet is definitely going to be a problem, so Atrox Prime is going to be a big issue. So that is potentially going to be my victory condition planet, the same thing with whatever else, and we'll kind of take things as they come, I guess. Okay, so he's got a 1-3, a 2-1, and the 1-1. I could deploy pretty heavily to planet number 3. I'm not going to have initiative, but I will. Okay, so at planet number 1, that is the healing planet, Zogwort could pretty much show up anywhere. I could try to put a ton of units at this planet. He's got 4 command icons there, but I could put my Rattling Deadeye, which could attack for 1. I could do my Steel Legion Chimera, which could attack for 2, and this is all in the context of Preemptive Barrage, potentially. And then I could even have Broderick Worr sitting at that same planet, knowing that I'll be able to heal the damage off of him, and then so long as I've got a Steel Legion Chimera sitting at that planet, it's going to be a nice damage sponge for War before he ends up being destroyed. So let's see what he does with his 5 resources and 6 cards. Something along the lines of Battle Cry would be an absolute nightmare for me, and that would quickly spell disaster. What has he got? He's gone through 29 cards in his deck. He's probably running 3 copies of Battle Cry, so I cannot imagine that I'm going to be able to dodge that card, and it looks like he's going to just be putting a ton of units at that planet because he knows that's going to be his victory condition. He's going to be able to keep repeatedly firing at my HQ, where all of these units are going to continue showing up at. I could do 3, 4, 5, 6, and those are all units of that planet. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 icons. So let me go ahead and shift the position of these things here. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but I'll have these. So if I do those 4, that'll put me at the threshold where I can do Ammo Depot, but then I'll have 6. I will have 3 resources remaining. So I think I'm okay with that, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus whatever else it is that I play at that planet. So I guess, why don't I just see what happens? I'm going to do, I believe my smallest investment is going to be a Snakebite Thug at this planet, and maybe if he's got a Battle Cry ready to hit me, then that's going to be the good game right there. But we'll see what he does with his cards and with his resources. And I am... Okay, so he's got a Snakebite Thug. At that same planet. That is so frustrating. And I think he's probably going to create an unwinnable situation for me. He's currently got... well, I guess we'll just kind of have to see how it goes. But maybe I'll be able to deal a lot of damage to that planet. Perhaps not. I don't think I'm going to need a copy of Troop Transport. So he's currently got 6 command icons. I've got 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. That'll leave me at 3, plus whatever else is that I play. I could even do a Sanctioned Psyker, but then the point for doing all this stuff is kind of less and less. I'm going to go ahead and do a Rattling Deadeye at that same planet. Forward Barracks is going to help, but it's not going to do really that much, and I'm not going to be able to do a ton of stuff for Preemptive Barrage, so he indicates that he is done. So I'm going to go ahead and do my Steel Legion Chimera at that same planet. I'm going to go ahead and do my 1 limited card, which is Promotion, and I think I want to go ahead and affix that to my Snakebite Thug here. I'll do an Ammo Depot to draw a card, and I got another copy of Steel Legion Chimera, which is very interesting. It's looking like I'm going to have to try to get a resource to make this work. So if, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I have my Warlord show up at that planet, I'm only going to have 3, 4, 5. I would have to do a Sanctioned Psyker to be able to win anything, just to be able to do Preemptive Barrage. I don't think it's going to be that worth it to do that Preemptive Barrage, so I'm going to do a second Steel Legion Chimera at this planet, which makes me feel a lot better, and if he doesn't have a copy of Battlecry, that would be godly. Unfortunately, I can't use this because I used a limited card this round, so I will indicate that I am done, and now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 command icons. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, well, I guess he's got 6. So if we both send our warlords to that planet, that means we break even, and I'm going to at least be depriving him of 3 cards and a resource, and I'll get a lot of cards myself, but not so much resources. And I'm not going to have any kind of cute tricks to use, and he's going to have 2 resources, and I believe that Battlecry is 3, and if that's the case, that is fantastic, because he will not be able to use it. So I indicate that I am done. I will be setting my dial to, let's see here, set Servo Skull to Planet 3, and I've basically made up my mind. So if he sends his Warlord to Planet number 1, I feel fine about winning that planet. Planet number 2, I don't think he's going to be doing that, and if he does, I guess that's also fine. And Planet number 4, I would be surprised if he sends his Warlord to that planet, but if he does, we'll kind of have to see how things go. So if Zogwort goes to planet number 1, I'll take a moment to say no problem. If Zogwort goes to planet number 1, he's going to end up taking a lot of damage. It will be like, let's say maybe 6 points of damage. This guy will attack first. And then I'll have the forward barracks train, the Elysian Assault Team, Preemptive Barrage as shield, so that's not going to go well for Zogwort. Zogwart's going to be able to pull 2 points of damage off of Broderick Worr, and these 2 Steel Legion Chimeras are going to nicely protect one another. The major problem here is, well, I guess maybe things will go okay for me. I'm going to have to try to deal as much damage to his Warlord to drive his Warlord away from that planet, probably after I deal with these shoot-em-mobs. I can't let the tokens get out of control. These Zogwart's Runt Herders are going to be my very last priority target. And between my Steel Legion Chimeras, between my Snakebite Thug, and the forward barracks, things might end up going okay for me. If Zogwort goes to this planet, I'll get a card and a resource, and I'll be able to use Preemptive Barrage, and I'll have initiative, and that's going to deal a pretty crippling blow to the most important planet that he has got. So we'll kind of have to see how things go. I'm going to go ahead and pause for a moment, and just let my opponent make his decision. Okay, so it looks like my opponent has decided where he wants to go. Let's go ahead and reveal our dials, and perhaps he's bothered to do some complicated mathematics that I have not. I guess the only real difference here is I'm totally fine if I do end up losing this match. I believe I'm not going to end up making the top cut if I do lose. Both of us are going to be sent to planet number 3, and that means we each get a tie at that planet. So planets number 1 and planets number 4, I'm going to end up winning command, and at no other planet is either player going to end up winning command. So I get a total of 3 cards. I got, well, one of my favorite cards in the game, but unfortunately I don't have anywhere near enough resources to play it, which is a shame, but that's fine. I guess I'll indicate that I am done with command actions, and he's got 2 resources, and I pray that that is indeed one shy of Battlecry. I know Rock Bombardment is only 2 resources, and hopefully he does not have that in hand, but I believe we'll be finding that out in rather short order here. So Iridial is going to be able to pull a couple of points off of Broderick Worr, and now, God, do I ever wish that Broderick had a copy of his Commissarial Bolt Pistol. So why don't I go ahead and reorganize my hand like that. I've got 2 value shield cards. I don't have any resources to play either of them. I've got a copy of the Elysian Assault Team, and unfortunately for me, I'm not going to be able to this is not a green planet. I can't do any summary execution to make all of these units hit harder. If they did, that would be magical. But really all I've got to go against is this enemy warlord, the 2 shoot-em-mobs, and the snakebite thug, and then however many snotlings tokens that Zogwort stays at this planet to make. So he indicates that he is done. I will say any actions at first planet, question mark, and that is going to be another icon of each kind gained by me, but it's essentially pointless, so why even bother? I'm going to go ahead and trigger that on my warlord. I'll move these guys to my HQ, and I guess we're now going to be seeing a battle at this planet here. So does my opponent have rock bombardment or not? I pray that he does not. If he does, then things are about to go all the way bad for me. I think that's after a unit resolves its attack, you deal it a point of damage, and if it's a red planet, then it only affects the enemy, which would be all of my forces. And I guess, let's see, is my opponent going to be saving, like, is he thinking of using that for shields, or is he, okay, well, here it is. It's going to be target a planet. After each unit resolves an attack, deal a point of damage to it, and it only deals damage to enemy units. So it's only going to be to me, but I suppose that is fine. So I will indicate that I am done, and that is going to be after each unit that I control resolves its attack. So he's going to be able to swing first. So I will just go ahead and say your swing, and let's see what he can do. So he's got his Snakebite Thug, which is practically going to be able to destroy one of my Steely... Oh, whoops, right. Oops, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to be able to shoot for like 1, and I suppose I want to try to ping off a shoot-a-mob, because that's 2 outgoing points of damage. So why don't I go ahead and try to ping his shoot-a-mob. Hopefully he does not have a shield. Hopefully he's just got dead events in his hand. Okay, so he's got a copy of Launch to Snots, which is frustrating. And now let me see. Let me think if I want to shield against this or not. I'm thinking I don't. I want to be able to block off more damage, and I'm fine with that. So no events from me here. It's going to be his opportunity to attack. So I will just go ahead and say, your swing. And really, all I've got are these 2/4 Steel Legion Chimeras. I'm going to be able to, like, I have to deal enough damage to kill all of these targets of his, and that's going to be a rather difficult prospect, but really, it's like, you know, this is kind of the make or break planet. I think I need to deal as much damage as I possibly can. I think I'll allow that damage to go through, so that's going to be 2 points of damage to that, and now I want to try to kill this shoot-a-mob here. So I will, I guess, wait on his actions, so he indicates that he is done. I'm going to go ahead and swing at his 2/1 shoot-a-mob. Hopefully I do manage to destroy that, and I guess the more Snotlings tokens he generates, the worse things are going to go for me. So maybe it's a mistake for attacking the shoot-a-mob, but I don't want to pile, you know, a bunch of damage on his warlord just to allow him to escape or something like that. Oh yeah, so I keep forgetting. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, so that is now done, and what is he going to be attacking with next? So he swings with a Snotling token. Do I want to allow that to be destroyed or not? Okay, let me say that I am thinking. So I'm only going to be able to shave off 1 point of damage. I think I will allow that to be destroyed, and for me, I'm going to be attacking, let's see. Okay, so let me do some combat math here in my brain. I think I basically just want to deal as much damage to his units as possible. I've got a stronger economy than he does, so I can kind of do the live again to fight another day thing, but I certainly want to deal as much as I can while I still can. So I want to get rid of the shoot-a-mob, and I want to damage his warlord, but I think it's going to be the most important thing is that I just soften him up as much as possible to eventually win at this planet a little bit later. I want to swing with my Steel Legion Chimera, And I guess, do I want to hit his Snakebite Thug and remove that? Or I guess, do I want to kill his Shoot-a-Mob? I'm not going to be able to do any kind of like cute area effect type attack. So I think I want to just try and destroy his Shoot-a-Mob. So I will swing at that unit. Even though it's exhausted, I'm basically just going to try to bleed him out as much as is possible. Because of him playing that Rock Bombardment, he's got no resources left, he has hardly any cards, and of course I don't have that same problem working against me. So he ends up killing that. I will deal a point of damage to my Steel Legion Chimera through that card effect, and now it's going to be his opportunity to take an action, and I guess let's kind of see. I wish that I could just say, like, hey, I don't have any actions or anything along those lines, but either of us may have a copy of Suppressive Fire, I suppose. So I will just ask any action, question mark, because it is then his turn to attack. I don't want to feed into the Runt Herders or anything else, so I suppose I can swing for a total of 5 to kill off the Snakebite Thug. He's got that copy of Rock Bombardment, and let me see if that affects even Warlords. After each unit. Okay, yep, so it's only enemy units, but it does include my Warlord. So what is he going to attack at? Anything that's not my Chimera is going to have its damage shaved. So he's going to swing for 3. Should I allow this to die or not? I guess if I allow it to live, all I'm going to be able to do... So let me say, thinking. Okay, so if I let it live, I will toss out a 2 shield value card, and it stays in play. I'm going to use my Snakebite Thug to, I guess, clear out his Runt Herder, and then I can deal damage to... Okay, let's see. So I presume he does not have any shield cards left in hand because he's been playing a whole lot of stuff. If I get rid of the Runt Herders now, they're not going to be able to generate a Snotlings token later, and I'm not too terribly concerned about that Snakebite Thug. So I think at the moment, okay, so he's only going to be able to do like 2 more points of damage. So I've got 3 incoming. I'm going to go ahead and discard a copy of the Emperor's Warrant, and it's only going to take 1 point of damage. And now it's going to be... So yeah, he does take a point of damage, and I guess now that I think about it, I am probably going to want to swing and kill his Snakebite Thug, because it's a lot of damage going out, or I can just, yeah, if I get rid of that Runt Herder, he does have initiative, but I only want to be able to hit the Runt Herder once and deal with that once. So why don't I try to... I think the most important thing is I get rid of this Snakebite Thug and just let outgoing, incoming, whatever damage be damned. So I take a swing at his Snakebite Thug, and let's see how this goes. He's going to be able to do 3 additional attacks, and he'll eventually kill my Steel Legion Chimera, and I guess that's fine. I'll be able to, like, swing and maybe kill one of his Void Pirates would be the best bet, just to keep denying him of cards. Do you have a shield card or not? I hope that you don't. I'm going to end up taking a point of damage from this attack, and I didn't really think about forward barracks here in regard to how much damage I'm going to be able to deal out. So maybe this is a time when I'm doing my math a little bit too, like, carelessly, but let's kind of see how things go. He also has a copy of Orc Cannon, so let's say my Snakebite Thug kills his. Mine will be at 2 points of damage. He can do 1, 2, 3. Kill my Steel Legion Chimera, Broderick Worr. He can take a swing and deal damage to like a Runt Herder, then he'll generate another Guardsman token, and I suppose I'll just try to kill off his Void Pirates and really try to bleed his economy as much as possible. Once I deal with this Snakebite Thug, presuming that does indeed happen. And I'll even be able to use a copy of Elysian Assault Team, potentially, provided that there's something to soak up this Orc Cannon attack to make sure that I can get rid of those Void Pirates, and maybe I'm going to be able to do this one. So that is going to be 2 points of damage to my Snakebite Thug, dealt by 2 separate instances of damage. His Zogwort's Runt Herders is going to deal a point of damage to me, and man, I wish this was not a red planet, so I will just deal a point of damage to my Steel Legion Chimera right there, and as soon as he indicates that he has no action, I guess that will be back to me. So he's got no action. I will indicate that I've got no action, and for this attack, I think I just want to take a swing and destroy one of his Void Pirates and get rid of that. So I'm not going to be able to win this battle, I don't think. Well, shit. Maybe that was a really poor choice now that I think about it. Okay, so Alright, so he's going to be attacking with his Warlord, and maybe I did not do my math correctly, or rather, maybe I didn't bother doing my math at all, so he's going to go ahead and attack that. I'm going to allow it to die, and now he's only got 1 ready Snotling token, which is going to be able to attack anything. Yeah, no, I think I did my math right. Broderick isn't going to be able to win this fight by himself, and Forward Barracks isn't going to be able to make enough of a difference, so I would imagine it's going to be his combat turn. Okay, so now he does Orc Cannon, and what exactly is he going to assign the damage to? I suppose he's going to end up damaging my Warlord, is what he's wanting to do at this point. So he's dropped a Snotling into play because he damaged his Zogwort's Runt Herders, and that's going to be another point of damage on my Warlord here, and I believe that's fine. So my Warlord is going to take a point of damage, and then he's got another copy of Snotling token, which is going to be rather annoying, but I guess that's fine. I presume he doesn't have any actions, and he's going to be swinging again. And that is going to be just another point of damage on my dudes here. So I'm not going to be able to retreat with my Snakebite Thug because they would be destroyed. And I guess that is going to be that. So all of my units are going to ready. I will go ahead and create a Guardsman token that is at this planet. And let's see here. I am thinking that I definitely want to get, I think, well, at least, yeah, no, I want to get, I'm thinking, do I want to get Broderick out of that situation? Yeah, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage to Broderick, and he's not going to be able to survive that kind of firepower. It's going to be my opponent's opportunity to swing first. I'm kind of out of shield cards, but I could still... Maybe I want to use Preemptive Barrage just to get rid of this copy of the Runt Herder. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and retreat my Warlord. And I think that is good. So it's going to be his attack with something. I could use Preemptive Barrage, but maybe that would not... No, that would be so stupid of me. I need to save the Preemptive Barrage for when I can... use it to, say, bloody Zogwort, or just destroy a lot of orcs that may have battle cry or something going off on them. Something really important to keep in mind, though, is this planet here, Atrox Prime. It's the only source of resources on the board apart from Karnath, and I guess I'll just have to try to do the best I can with what I do have. Here, planet number 1, Karnath, I'm going to have initiative, which is going to be nice. I can send Broderick Worr to this planet number 3, and I'm going to be able to deprive my opponent economically for quite some time. For my opponent, I guess I will just say your swing whenever ready, because I don't have any actions. And so what is he going to do? He's going to take his swing. I could drop an Elysian Assault Team into play, and I think this is going to be my best chance to get rid of this Runt Herders. So I'm going to allow that to be killed, and I will do a replacement effect. and we'll see how this ends up going. That was maybe a little bit premature, but because he's got such low attack values, it doesn't really matter. I will go ahead and take a swing at his Zogwort's Runt Herders. Hopefully I'll end up being able to kill that unit, and then I'll be able to kill his Void Pirate as well. And even though I've taken a lot of damage and whatnot, I've managed to bleed his forces pretty dry at this planet. So maybe I'll be able to end up, coming back around and winning this one. He's going to be able to kill what I've got remaining, but hopefully my Guardsman is going to be able to remove his Void Pirate. And, oh yeah, so, yep, my bad. Oops, sorry about that. Yep. Oops. Oh my god. Sorry about that. So now it's going to be his turn again. I'll just go ahead and indicate that I'm done. It's now just my lowly little Guardsman token hanging out at this planet. But really, all I want to do is, do I want to deal a point of damage to Zogwort, or do I instead want to kill this Void Pirate? I think I want to get rid of the Void Pirate. So I'm going to take a point of damage. I can only imagine that he's done with his actions, and now I will swing at, do I want to swing at Zogwort? Okay, let me say, thinking, I want to be able to play quite a few units here at planet number 2, but then also at planet number 1 the following round, so it's maybe more important. Like, do I want to deal a point of damage? I'm just going to go ahead and deal a point of damage to the Void Pirate. I want to get rid of that. It's suppressive fire fodder, and it's not like these Snotlings tokens aren't. But then, yep, Rock Bombardment. And then I will just say, trigger planet when ready. And I can only imagine that he's going to be dealing a point of damage to my HQ. And now Broderick has got a hell of a lot of damage on him. And I will indicate that I am done. And I will just say end turn when ready. So that is going to be... Oh, whoops, I totally forgot about those guys. So that guy's gone. Okay, so that is going to be that, and I did not decide to use the Sacalum Shrine Guard because I think that Preemptive Barrage is going to better serve me in my hand. So now I've clearly got the, I don't know, I do have an economic advantage right now. Yes, so, yes sir. All right, let's go ahead and end the turn, and this is going to be me with initiative at this first planet. I'll probably be sending Broderick over to planet number 3 here, and now I want to block Zogwort off from being able to win at planet number 2, and I drew another copy of Preemptive Barrage, so my opening action is, I've only got 4 resources. That's what kind of sucks about this. And I've got my 2 ammo depots. So what does 4 resources look like? I guess it looks like these units. I could pile those. Okay, so Zogwort has 4 resources and 4 cards. I really want to be able to win at, I guess, like planet 1 is the victory condition of neither player. And if we take this to the very last planet, I might be able to end up winning on that one, or I could just go for these next 2 planets in sequence. I would really like to win at this planet number 1, use Eloith and things along those lines, but I feel like, I guess if I wall off my enemy, like he can't do that same... Like, I can't pile all my dudes at Eloith, because if that's the case, he'll be able to send his Warlord to Atrox Prime and fire at me, so I'm going to want to put, say, like, my Anxious Infantry platoon to planet number 2. I could even give up planet number 1. In fact, maybe I will do that, and just allow him to take planet number 1, and then I'll set myself up at planet 2, and then I can take... planet number 3 potentially as well. So I might send my Warlord to planet number 2, but I probably won't. So why don't I go ahead and do the platoon, the Deadeye, and the Shrine Guard all at planet number 2, and then I'll draw a resource from Atrox Prime itself. And if that is what happens, I'll be able to do Preemptive Barrage. Man, this guy just basically sucks when he's not at a green planet. So I'm only going to be able to do 1, 3, 4, 5, and then this creates a token as well. I'll have to retreat relatively quickly, and maybe I'll just want to hold on to Preemptive Barrage solely for its shield value, but I guess at the moment, like, Broderick Worr doesn't do me any good not being bloodied, so let's just see what happens. The more cards I discard as shields, the more I'll be able to draw from Ammo Depot. My deck is out of Elysian Assault teams at this point. I will say no problem at all. Right. So he's got 4 resources, 4 cards. He's drawn 21 cards compared to my 32. And hopefully I'll just be able to keep this train going. So he's gonna play heavily to this Planet 2 as well. So my last priority target is gonna be this Zogwort's Runt Herders there. That did cost him 3 resources, and I'm going to go ahead and do a Rattling Deadeye at that planet. He's potentially going to be sending his Warlord to Eluith, but I suppose that is fine if that is the case. I've got more resources available to me, so I'm going to go ahead and do Anxious Infantry Platoon at planet number 2. I will have initiative by default, so I could potentially kill that copy of Snakebite Thug. I guess if... Okay, so I've just got the 2 units. Man, I'm not really going to be able to do too much to fight him at planet number 2. I really don't care about planet number 1, so I'm just going to go ahead and set my Shrine Guard at that planet, and I will go ahead and activate that now. I'll draw another 2 shield value card, and I will indicate that I am done. So I've got a lot of shields. I can show up to planet number 2 just fine. So do I want to go to planet 3, or do I want to go to planet 2? If I go to 3, I won't get any resources. If I go... Like, it would be silly for him to go to planet number 1. He's probably going to go to planet number 2. I feel like I should go to planet number 2 because... I am going to have to... I'm in dire need of resources. So I'm going to go ahead and say set Servo Skull to planet number 2. And I'm done. I've got the troop transport. I'll be bringing in Tallarn Raiders with me. I've got a copy of Preemptive Barrage. My last priority target is going to be Old Zogwort. Alas, I'm not going to have anywhere near enough resources for the Emperor's Warrant, even if I were able to drive Zogwort away from that planet. He'll have 3 cards. I'll have a lot more shielding opportunities than he will, but at the same time, he's going to be able to deal a lot more individual attacks, and I can't exactly survive that. He's not going to have enough resources for rock bombardment unless he goes to, like, planet 1, and I don't envision he's going to be doing that. I could even use my troop transport to generate a guardsman token and try to win this battle at planet number 1, but I don't think that's going to be too terribly useful. Neither of us is 1 icon away from winning, and this is one hell of a game that he and I are both playing. I've got 2 final exams in the morning. I apologize for being a slow player, but Intolerance doesn't seem like he's too much faster than I am. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and wait for him to decide where he wants to send his Warlord. Actually, never mind. I spoke too soon. He's chosen his destination. He indicates that he is done. I'm going to go ahead and indicate that I am done as well. I'm going to go to planet number 2. And is he also going to be going to planet number 2? He always takes so long to switch his dial. It makes me think that, like, somehow he's got some, like, hack system that, he's going to be able to change things or something like that. So I'm going to be able to this time use Atrox Prime to blast him. He's going to get a resource, which is going to put him at that rock bombardment danger zone, or whatever you want to call it. And I guess it's going to be up to me to try to kill off this Zogwort's Runt Herders and whatnot. So that is going to be command 1 for me on these planets here. I will go ahead and take my cards and resources. I got another copy of Ammo Depot that's not going to be too terribly helpful. I got just some kind of garbage. So Karnath, it's looking like that is going to be just lost by me. That's fine. He got a card and he got some resources. I hope it works out for him. Actually, I don't. I wish my opponent ill in this video, but we'll have to see how things go. So I guess I'm the first player. I've got to mind my action windows here. So, do you have any actions at planet number 1? What is his name? Old Zogwort. So he indicates that he is done. So it's going to be his swing. He might be able to destroy my Anxious Infantry platoon in a single swing, but I think it's going to be worth the discard of an Emperor's Warrant to make sure that his Warlord takes 3 points of damage. So I will say your swing, going to be up to you. Do you have a copy of Suppressive Fire or anything like that? I will go ahead and discard this copy of the Emperor's Warrant. I don't think that was a mistake, but okay, I don't think that was a mistake, but it probably would have been better for me to use a copy of Preemptive Barrage because I've already got one copy, and that's such a hugely powerful event. I'm going to go ahead and take a swing of 3 at his Warlord, and now things are feeling quite a lot better for me. He is going to have an opportunity to dig for whatever he would like, but I'm going to be able to set myself up quite favorably for, I don't know, like maybe 2 preemptive barrages the following round, which could be great, so we'll just have to see how it goes. He's got an incoming attack of 3. I hope he does not have the Weird Boy stick. I hope he does not have any more goddamn 2 shield value cards. Old Zogwort, get off of this planet. Like, I'm sick of looking at his ugly-ass, snake-holding face. No insult to intolerance, but Zogwort, man, your card, get out of here. But gonna be up to Intolerance. He's got to be making a rather painful decision whether or not he wants to keep his Warlord at this planet. I might even use my troop transport now. Well, I probably don't. I mean, I was thinking I could have done that just to get additional damage onto Old Zogwort. But that is not exactly the case. So I will go ahead and indicate that I don't have any actions. I forgot to put a point of damage on from his Snakebite Thug. I indicate that I am done. He's going to take a swing at me, so that's going to be 1 point of damage. I'll indicate that I am done. And now, I guess I don't know why he readied that. I unfortunately do not have a copy of Elysian Assault Team or anything along those lines, so I think I will just let him go ahead and kill that, and let me say thinking. So here's what I could do. I could do Troop Transport, attack his Snotling token, and then I'll have 2 tokens in play, and I'll be able to deal some more damage to him. So I think what I want to do is, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and create 1 Guardsman token now. Maybe I'll force him to use a shield card, maybe I won't. And I will indicate that I don't have any additional actions, even though it's his opportunity to use an action here. So he created one. I will go ahead and take a swing at his Snotling token. Does he have a 1-value shield card or not? I hope he does not, and if he does not, then I'm quite cool with that. And I've got some shield cards to keep my dudes alive. The more attacks his Snakebite Thug delivers toward me, okay, cool, yeah, get rid of your copy of Battle Cry, I'm fine with that. The more copies of... anyway, like, let's say if he didn't have a shield card, I would have killed his Snotling token, generated 2 Guardsman tokens. Each attack from the Snakebite Thug deals it additional points of damage, and each attack from Old Zogwort, he also takes additional damage here. So so he indicates that he is thinking. I've got enough units where I want to keep all my shield cards because I want to be able to do like a double preemptive barrage. And I guess I'm not going to shield this guy, but it sure would be nice if for some reason he decided not to use his Orc Cannon, because killing a Snotling token and getting rid of my token, it doesn't exactly work out very favorably for me. But let's see what Zogwort decides to do. We come to the end of the combat round, so I guess I'll go ahead and create a token at that planet, and that is going to be another Guardsman token for me. I will say I will, I will also stay. So I'm going to hang out at that planet, and this is actually working out great for me. It's going to be his opportunity to take a swing. So I'll say your swing or action. I would imagine he'll be swinging at the Hail Guardsman token, and that's going to be another point of damage on his Snakebite Thug, which I am totally fine with. And are you going to be attacking the fully Hail one? No, interestingly enough, you are not, so I will just allow that to die because I have to. And this is a very interesting choice he has made here. So I indicate that I don't have any actions, and I'm a little bit perplexed as to why my opponent is allowing this to take place, because now his Warlord has taken an additional point of damage. He's only got 3 shield cards left. That's going to be a point of damage on my token. I indicate that I am done, and now it's going to be up to him to finish the job. And because I'm sitting at Atrox Prime, he's not going to be able to shoot me with Atrox Prime because I am sitting at that same planet. So, are you going to be exhausting your Warlord? Is he worried about Elysian Assault teams? For all he knows, I could have one additional copy thereof in my deck. And guess what are you going to do, Zogwort? Is it going to be the Snotling token, or is it going to be old Zogwort himself? Are you going to use the Orc Cannon, or are you going to try to use Orc Cannon to damage one of the units at this planet? I really don't frankly know what his plan is. He's going to deal a point of damage to my token. My token is destroyed. I will just go ahead and say grats on planet. So, yeah, I'll just go ahead and say grats on planet now, and he can go ahead and take it, and he's going to be able to trigger Eloith, and he is going to get to pick what exactly he wants to do. So, to be able to win this game, I'm going to have to win 2 additional, I assume he's going to send Zogwort to Planet 2 this next round, and I'm going to have to try to win on this planet. It's going to come down to planet number 7, it looks like, but I am going to have an opportunity to use Atrox Prime to hit his Warlord, and thanks to these copies of Preemptive Barrage, I would imagine I'll try to stack up units here during the following round. And I'll be able to use Preemptive Barrage to just try to, I guess, finish off whatever my opponent puts out there. I don't think I'll use a copy of Preemptive Barrage this round just to get rid of those runt herders. But yeah, so I guess he found something. He went ahead and moved that to his hand. That planet is going to be added to his victory display. And now we're going to see a battle here at planet number 1. I could use a copy of Preemptive Barrage and just guarantee that I'll be able to finish off all of this stuff. And I think that is maybe what I want to do. He's got 2 resources, and I don't really want to risk another copy of Rock Bombardment or anything along those lines. So if I allow this unit to live, I can only attack for 1, create a Snotling token. Okay, so let me say thinking. So if I shoot for 1, he creates a Snotling token. Then I can attack for 3, and he will get another Snotling token. I think I want to use a Preemptive Barrage now just to make sure that everything is nice and clean at this planet. So I'm going to go ahead and target with this effect. I'm going to go ahead and target all of these units, and I will indicate that I am done. And let's see what he is going to be doing in response. I presume nothing, or does he have another copy of Rock Bombardment? This is going to be a good opportunity, I suppose, for him to try to get as much additional damage out as he can, but perhaps not. So he indicates that he, I guess, is done. I will say any action or not. Okay, so he indicates that he is done. I will go ahead and swing for 3, because if I can minimize the number of tokens I create, that is going to be fantastic. And there's no Rock Bombardment, which helps me. Perhaps he's saving that for some ultimate battle, but if it doesn't happen at Atrox Prime, he's going to be dealing damage to all of his units as well, and perhaps he's thinking that I don't have any additional copies of Preemptive Barrage because this will be the second one that I've used. So hopefully he doesn't have a shield card in hand, or he's not willing to use a shield card. Maybe he is, maybe he's not, but let's see. He's got 3 outgoing attack. Do you want to take it or not? All of his units here are going to be taking a point of damage thanks to Atrox Prime, so the Snakebite Thug is going to be positioned so it ends up killing itself. And is that going to be a suicide of the Runt Herders or not? Yes, it is, which is fantastic for me. I suppose he indicates that he is done. So did he exhaust something or not? I've got no action. I'll be using the, I suppose, the Rattling Deadeye to attack. And, I guess waiting on his action. So he indicates that he is done. I'm going to go ahead and swing with this temporarily ranged unit at his, Snotling. And I suppose that is going to be the battle. I can't think of anything cute or clever that he might try and do. And, okay, so that is going to be removed. I'm going to go ahead and discard that copy of Preemptive Barrage. I will indicate that I am done. And, anything for him, I will say trigger at HQ. And, I guess that is going to be my Warlord bouncing away from that planet. And that is going to be that battle 1. So that's going to be Zogwort taking a point of damage, and the Snakebite Thug is setting itself up to that range where it's just immediately going to get killed. And now I'm going to be able to use a Preemptive Barrage to quite, well, hopefully quite handily bloody old Zogwort, but we'll have to see how that goes. He's only damaged his Snakebite Thug, so I've got to pay pretty careful attention to make sure that he does indeed damage his Warlord. And, okay, so he did decide to do it, and he's thinking whether or not he wants to use a shield. I cannot for the life of me think of any kind of cute tricks that the Orks can use. I've got my forward barracks in play. I think chances are I'm going to end up drawing a copy of Troop Transport for this following turn. Perhaps not. But let's see how things go. I'm getting to a slightly dangerous place where I'm going to have to be mindful of how many cards remain in my discard pile. I guess I'm going to draw 2, so that brings me down to 12 for this last round. It's going to get to the point where I may or may not collect bonuses, so he's going to try and deal damage to that copy of the Rattling Deadeye, and I think I will allow it to be destroyed. So his Orc Cannon was successful in doing that, and now I'm going to be rather tempted to send my Warlord to planet number 2 just to make sure that happens. So I'll say, shall I end turn? Question mark. And then let's get this show on the road. So I guess that makes it easier for me if I don't have to worry about Eloith's cards. It's a damn shame that I drew that copy of Sakalim's Finest, because I suppose I could play it, but then that's only going to be one beefy unit against whatever my opponent puts out there. I guess I could put the Sakalim's Finest at planet 2 and then get a resource for sure at planet number 1 and use a copy of a Preemptive Barrage to attack for 3, and if he's got a 2-value shield card, then that's going to be frustrating. Like, I kind of drew some garbage this turn. It's all command units, which aren't terribly helpful. So I guess I could do an Iron Guard recruits, but then I'm not going to be able to do anything else. It's going to be his initiative. I'm not going to be able to get down to as many cards as I would like to be sitting at, so I may well do the Sakalim's Finest plus Broderick at this planet, and then I could at least likely attack with enough. But then if he goes to planet number 1, I'm not going to have enough for Preemptive Barrage. But if he does go to planet number 1, okay, I guess the conservative thing to do is to send my Warlord to planet 1 and do Sakalim's Finest at 2 and just try my best to bloody old Zogwort. And I think that is really all I can do. I can use Suppressive Fire and Preemptive Barrage as shields if need be, and maybe I'll be able to bloody the Warlord, maybe I'll be able to kill that Snakebite Thug. We'll just kind of have to see what happens. So waiting on his deploy action, he's got 6 resources and 6 cards, and I just hope for my sake that he's not going to be able to put out a lot more combat units than I can because I'm so resource choked. I feel like that's definitely working against me, and because all of these planets are, not green, that certainly decreases my odds. So I can't imagine that Zogwort is going to be going to planet number 1, but if he does... okay, if Zogwort goes to planet number 1, he'll have initiative, and he'll be able to use rock bombardment to potentially kill all of my forces there. And if I send my Warlord to planet number 2, I'll be able to collect those cards, but I'm not going to be able to have the 1 resource required to bloody the enemy warlords, so I could use a copy of Sanctioned Psyker at planet 2. God, I just wish I had an Anxious Infantry platoon and, I don't know, I'm out of, worthwhile cheapy units. So he's got a Talon Raiders here at planet 2. So I imagine that's where he's going to be sending his warlord. And I guess I should really send my warlord to planet... I guess I should send my warlord to planet... okay. So if I send my warlord to planet... Alright, so let's say he goes to planet... If I go to planet number 1 and he goes to planet number 1, I can use Preemptive Barrage, bloody his warlord, and then that's essentially going to be GG. If he goes to planet number 2, I'll be able to fire with Atrox Prime, I'll be able to use my Sacalim's Finest, and I'll be able to use Broderick Worr. I presume he's going to be able to win command at that planet, but I think what I want to do is just use Sacalim's Finest at planet 2, and then just hope that he doesn't have a lot of, nasty stuff remaining in his hand. He's got both of his Runt Herders dead, he's got... hopefully he doesn't have another copy of Snakebite Thug, he's got 2 Squigifies gone, 1 Rock Bombardment, and 1 Battle Cry gone. And that really sucks. I think I'm going to have to go to planet number 1, and yeah, I'll send my warlord to planet 1. I'll be able to use Atrox Prime on this planet. I can use Preemptive Barrage to remove his warlord, and then that Talon Raiders is going to drop to, a 0 attack value. And with forward barracks, maybe things will go okay for me. I do wish I had a copy of Troop Transport, but I might be able to set myself up adequately for the final round of combat that things could end up going okay. So... I suppose let's wait a moment for the opponent to decide what exactly he's going to do. Okay, so we've got a copy of Zogwart's Runt Herders at planet number 1, which is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Maybe he's going to make his push at planet number 1. If he does, that's going to be fine. I'll indicate that I am done. I have no additional actions, unfortunately. 12 cards remain. Oh, Christ. Snotling attack. So put 4 Snotling tokens into play. That's going to be at planet number 1. He's not going to have enough resources left to do a rock bombardment. But, man, this is going to kind of suck. So if he manages to win at planet number 1, then that is going to be the game there. Perhaps he wanted me to play my Sacalim's Finest to planet number 2 just to get rid of me. I think what I've got to do is I've got to send my Warlord to planet number 1. It does not matter at all if he gets bloodied. So I'll have him sit at that planet, and I'll, have him do Preemptive Barrage and whatnot just to help pick off some of these enemy units. So really frustrating that my Sacalim's Finest is not at that planet. He's going to be able to generate another Snotlings token, and then that's going to be a whole hell of a lot of damage going out to me. The Rattling Deadeyes, like the Anxious Infantry platoon, I'm not going to be able to afford keeping those units in play, and perhaps this is going to be the game. So he indicates that he is done. I'm going to go ahead and flip my dial. I would imagine that he will do similarly, so we're both going to go to planet number 1. Maybe, forward barracks is going to end up winning this one for me, perhaps not. I guess let's go ahead and do command here. I am going to hope for a whole ton of shield cards, so I'm going to be winning command on both of these planets, and I hope it's going to be some decent stuff. So it is nothing relevant to combat, which is going to be incredibly frustrating. So we're going to see a battle at this planet, and I will just go ahead and ask any action, ? And let's see what all happens. I'd love to bloody Zogwort before he has an opportunity to attack, so I'm going to go ahead and use this copy of Preemptive Barrage. And who exactly do I want to target? He's going to have initiative, so I'm going to be targeting my Tallarn Raiders, and I think I want to target all of these guys because they are the most fragile unit. So I will just go ahead and indicate that I am done. Does he have any actions whatsoever? So I want to attack with my Tallarn Raiders relatively early. They're going to be attacking for 2. I will go ahead and swing with, whoops. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swing with them for 2, and hopefully I'm going to be able to bloody old Zogwort. I've got to deal as much damage with these guys as possible before they are, basically evicted, whatever, from the game. So please don't have any shield cards. I would really love to get rid of old Zogwort before he generates still additional Snotlings tokens, so that is going to be my priority effect. So outgoing attack of 2, intolerance. Do you have a shield? You've got a 1-value shield, so you're going to take an additional 1 point of damage, I suppose. I will go ahead and swing with my little rattling Deadeye for 1. And let's just see what happens here. So old Zogwort is finally going to be bloodied. I think at this point I'm going to go ahead and attack. Gosh, he's got initiative, so I think I want to go ahead and attack a ready Snotling token because the Snakebite Thug is eventually going to destroy itself, presuming my opponent does not have any additional shield cards. And then I'm going to take another swing at a Snotling token and hopefully get rid of that. So we've got quite a few units remaining. I don't really care if my Warlord ends up being bloodied. I will indicate that I am done. It's now going to be his opportunity to attack, and it's going to be my Anxious Infantry platoon with an opportunity to attempt to attack his Runt Herders here. All I've got in regard to actions, like, okay, is he going to be attacking my Warlord or what? He's going to attack the Rattling Deadeye, so I think I want to discard a copy of Suppressive Fire just to prevent that from happening, because I want to save as many units as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and discard that copy of Suppressive Fire. Now he's using Orc Cannon, and he's targeting Atrox Prime, so I'm going to deal a point of damage to my Anxious Infantry platoon, which is going to have to retreat anyways, and it's going to end up being destroyed. Okay, so he ended up generating another Snotling token from that, which is kind of annoying, but that is fine. And I think, at the moment, I just want to try to continue killing off these Snotlings tokens of his, and I don't think I want to deal damage to the Zogwart's Runt Herders until I absolutely have to. So I'm going to go ahead and take a swing at the Snotling here, and that is now going to be gone, and now it's going to be his turn, and I suppose we'll have to see how this combat ends up going. So my Rattling Deadeye is going to be killed, and now he's going to have 2 more opportunities to deliver outgoing attacks. So the game is kind of going to come down to this. This is going to be a very pivotal thing to have happen here. That's going to be another point of damage on my Warlord, and because I was unable to go through cards, that is going to be a bloodied war. So war is going to be over there now. We're going to come to the end of combat, and I will, of course, have to retreat with this guy. And now I'm going to generate a token, and let's see. So all I've got to do is, how do I even generate a token here? Create token, and I will do a Guardsman token. So I will also stay, I think. He's got initiative, so I will also say stay. And I'll just indicate no action whatsoever, so he's going to be free to deliver an attack unto me. And which of his units is going to be doing it? So the Snakebite Thug attacks, the Guardsman. The Guardsman is going to be destroyed, and now the Snakebite Thug itself is going to end up being killed. At the end of the combat phase, each Snotling token is going to be destroyed, and yeah, so it's looking like this is going to be the game here for my opponent. Gosh, I guess really all I can do is just take a swing for 1, and I will just go ahead and say, well, I guess we can just play it out. So it's going to be another 1 little measly point of damage right there. And yeah, so it looks like it all came down to perhaps the Sacalum's Finest being played at that final planet. If I'd have maybe done the 2 Sanctioned Psychers at this planet number 1, things could have gone considerably differently. So I'm going to go ahead and say I'll go ahead and call it GG. I'll do my video outro, and congratulations. I presume you made top cut. Take care, and do please report this match. Okay, and then I'll say congrats again, and I'll just go ahead and call it that. So, this was a very interesting game. I think in hindsight, what I could have done is I could have decided to allow my opponent to keep an additional couple of cards by not putting the Sacalum's Finest at the last planet. Had I done 2 copies of Sanctioned Psyker instead here at planet number 1, they'd have taken, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 points of damage. That would have been another Guardsman token that could have done something, and then those Guardsman tokens would have been able to do something else. I will just say no worries at all. I think I could have maybe taken it had I put 2x Sanctioned Psyker at planet 1, but hindsight is hindsight. Take care. And again, congrats on a game very well played. All right, so that's going to be enough chat for me. So like I said, I think those 2 Sanctioned Psychers could have maybe done it. The Anxious Infantry platoon, of course, had to retreat. The Talon Raiders were useless. But that was old Zogwort, so he is definitely a giant pain in the ass. The dearth of green planets definitely worked against me, but I don't want to, for an instant, blame that. It just seemed like an uphill battle. But Intolerance is, of course, a spectacular player, so be sure to let me know in the comments what you thought of my strategy during this incredibly long video, what you thought I did well, what I did poorly, what you yourself would have done differently. Do you think that in the end there was any way I could have salvaged this one? I don't exactly feel like going through the math of those Sanctioned Psychers at the moment. And of course, there was kind of a lot of, hot garbage in my hand by the end of the game. Had I had more resources, this would have been easy, but of course, that's an alternate universe here. So, as always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Get in touch with me on social media. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, and that about says it. So, if at any point you feel any inclination to help support the Hive Tyrant, I would be hugely grateful and appreciative for even 50 cents a month donated to me through the Patreon page, but I think I'll call this marathon here, so as always, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to check back in again soon for much more Conquest LCG content to come.